Welcome, everyone. This is Planet Needles, and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week we have with us Terry Edwin.
Hi.
Ariendis.
Hey, everybody.
Maven.
Hey, y'all.
And Sanswinda.
Hello.
And today we have a full cast, which is fortunate because we are going to be talking about Mordor.
Yay.
Or as Gandalf says, Mordor. That's how Ian McKellen does it in the movie.
Yeah.
The way you said it sounded almost like someone with a Spanish accent saying.
Well, he does, yeah. It is. It does sound like it when he does it. I guess Saruman says it that way too, actually.
Then let's head into the news for this week. And the first is that they have released the release date for Mordor and the pre-purchase option. So let's begin with the release date. Get that out of the way. Then we'll go into the place that is created a firestorm on the forums. Release date is July 31st, barring any untoward events.
Just over 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's just over 2 weeks, 16 days from now, from when this is being recording, 2 weeks from the time we post this.
Just craziness.
We'll see how.
We'll see if that actually happens, though.
Yeah, does it happen, and how stable everything is?
In the fine print.
In the fine print,
in the fine print, it says no later than August 31st.
No, they don't even say that. They say if you haven't gotten your swag by August 31st, you'll get it then. They don't say the game will be out by August 31st. They just say if you haven't gotten your stuff, you'll get it by then.
Okay.
Oh, is that what that said? Okay, I guess
which I thought was pretty sneaky of them to say it that way.
Probably pretty smart too.
Well, hedging their bets, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I don't think they'd really probably feel like they can absolutely promise
Mordor
any
expansion content. In the event of delay, you will receive the Mordor expansion content and items no later than August 31st. So
well, they must have changed it.
It's expansion too.
It used to say your items.
Maybe they caught that typo.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe somebody said something like, what does that mean?
So therefore, July 31st, and assuming they didn't bite off more than they could chew, that's when we'll see the expansion. But now let's go into the options, and while they are in pre-purchase, it looks like this is more like the way they're doing the program. It looks like it's not really from a point of view of a pre-purchasing scheme. It's more like a point of view of these are the bundles you can get if you want it right away type scheme, because it doesn't look like there are any pre-purchase exclusives or anything like this.
I was kind of disappointed about that,
because
frankly.
they said that the packages will still be available at the same price after it goes live.
Therefore, the only advantage there is of pre-purchase that I can see is that you won't have to be rushing, trying to remember to purchase it while when you log in and say, oh, I forgot to purchase it.
Which, considering it, they announced the prices with only barely a little over 2 weeks before it comes out, it's kind of savvy on their part. Like, oh, crap, I've got 2 weeks to get all of that money together. If you want the ultimate fan bundle.
If you want to be able to go out and be able to play all the new stuff and have all the new stuff before.
Well, okay, so the ultimate fan bundle comes with 2 different cosmetic armor sets, 2 different horses, couple of titles. Yeah, that's the one I'm getting.
Yeah, I just rendered a video on showing the new stuff in there, and the thing I forgot in the video, I forgot to show the mounts in the video.
Ugh.
Oh, now I got to refilm it.
You're welcome, Pine Leaf.
Yes, all right, yes. And those are really nice mounts that you've got in there.
And 10 shared storage slots.
Yeah. One of the mounts is shown on the picture on the Ultimate fan bundle
And
thing.
I'm kind of thinking that the armor sets are what we see in the picture too.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't actually know because we haven't seen them in game yet, but I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
you haven't seen them in game yet, so the armor isn't there yet. But yeah, I have a feeling it is going to be similar because these are probably just mock-ups
It's
of it.
cool looking armor.
It looks
I'm not
really
gonna lie.
good. It looks
I'm not
really
gonna
good.
lie, it's cool looking armor.
Just
I mean,
really
I
glad.
bought the high bundle of the Riders of Rohan pre-order because for the matching horse and armor set. So, you know, I'll throw money around for pretty things.
Yes. Great. Well, let's start out with the standard edition, which is going to go for $40. And now, of course, I'm talking about U.S. currency. $40, which includes the Mordor quest, of course, standard thing, the deeds, standard stuff in there. The new system they have, which is going to be Allegiance, that is going to be tied to the Mordor system, to getting the thing. And when the raids and instances are released, that will also be included in the price. Plus, there's this Aria of the Valor, so you can get a level boost for one of your characters to be brought up to level 105. And according to Cordovan, that will be the first, it will be sent to the first character you log in after Mordor is released.
Yes.
So
And it's
therefore,
bound to account.
Does it bind to that character, or does that character have to open it before it binds?
It's bound to account.
it's bound to account.
However,
And it binds to
you gotta make
character.
sure you do it on the server you want the boost on.
Yeah. And for me, that's
Oh, gosh.
especially important because while some people might find ways of sending things to other servers, I want it on Evernight, and the odds of me logging to Evernight first at anything other than intentionally for this reason are rather slim because usually when we get a new update, I log into Crick Hollow first. So I have to remember to log into Evernight first if I want to do this. Because that is the only English language server where I don't have a capped character.
Ah,
But at least they didn't make it bound to character.
Yeah,
Because if
yeah.
it was, there'd be a lot of angry people on launch
Right.
day.
But don't open the box until it's with the character you want on. Because as soon as you open that box, it's bound to character.
yeah. It's bound to character when you open the box.
So
Yeah.
read the boxes carefully.
I always have to read the boxes carefully anyway because it's like, am I sure I want to open this box?
Oh yeah, especially with all the things that dump into it when I first
You
start
know,
out,
you log
because-
in with a new character and you've got 50 things in your inventory, and it's like, okay, which of these boxes do I actually want to open?
Yeah, I've played that game a lot. All right, so $40 for the basic package. Now note, it does not include the High Elf. The explanation that was given by Standing Stones is that they were of the opinion that some people would balk at having to pay for the High Elf if they did not want it.
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
There should be an
But-
option to purchase the high elf if you wanted it,
Yeah.
without having to jump that
Go up
much, I
to the
think.
next tier. What? Yeah,
'Cause
we'll
it sounds
have
like
that
you won't have the option until like December or whenever they
Yeah.
manage to get the next update out.
Yeah.
Oh, not even the next update, the next full update, because they're going to be doing dot updates to introduce the instance cluster in the raid.
Seems like a long time to wait for the high elf.
Well, I guess that's what they figure is that the people who really wanted it will go for the second level, which is the collector's edition. Maybe they should have called it the Elven edition instead,
The High Elf edition.
or High Elf. The Noldor. No, they might not be able to use the word Noldor. Okay, but I will call it just for giggles the Noldor edition because this is the one that includes the high elf in it, and it, of course,
And a fancy armor set.
Right. So a high elf rate's an extra character slot, which means that does that mean I have to go and buy another 4 to make it even again?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm
more
right there
character
with you
slots.
finally.
And the exclusive Alliance cosmetics, exclusive armor, which is probably the one we pictured as we talked about earlier. I haven't actually seen it yet because right now, if you try to use that armor, it just looks blank. So therefore, it looks like the Emperor's
it's
new
invisible
clothes.
armor.
Yeah, but the
The Emperor's new armor.
kite, yeah, the kite is though already visible. It seems to fly a little bit low. It is the the swan kite. Yeah, it's the swan kite, which is the kite that you
Ooh.
get now.
Ooh.
I was hoping for a Nazgul kite, but okay.
Maybe that's the one you get with the other one.
Maybe
No,
so.
The other one's the eagle.
Oh.
It even says
That's an opportunity there.
Yeah. So therefore, it is a swan kite of the hopeful swan is what they call it. And you get the title Walk into Mordor. And finally, the Alliance mount, which is a
get
really
two
nice
titles.
looking mount. No, the 2 titles is
You
for the
get
next
one
level.
title.
up.
Oh, we're in the
First
middle. We're in the middle.
edition.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're
Sorry.
still in the middle.
I think I spaced out there for
Yeah.
a second.
One set of cosmetics, one mount, one title.
Yeah. And this mount looks really pretty in my opinion. And don't worry, Terry, I think it's gold instead of yellow.
That's a relief.
Yes.
Now she can sleep at night.
Now
Yeah.
she can see. And that costs $80. So twice as much as the standard edition. And finally comes the Ultimate Fan Bundle, which is the ultimate bundle at the ultimate price.
No kidding.
Which includes what I all talked about before, plus another set of cosmetics, which is another set of armor, another cloak, and this time the eagle kite, which I mentioned before is the one that's for this particular level. And this one also flies low. So for some reason they decided to give very short strings to the 2 new ones. I don't know if that's temporary or
Well,
what.
you don't really want some flying Nazgul to come take your kite off of that string, so...
You got a point there. And then you also have the exclusive mount there, which is a really dark mount.
It looks
looks-
really cool.
It looks like something to take into Mordor. And you also have an equipable XP accelerator for all your characters. This is an earring that levels up with you until level 105. It does have scalable statistics that come with it. They're not super duper statistics because you're giving up something in order to get that XP acceleration in there, but it does stack with those other neat XP accelerators that you may be wearing, such as the backpack or one of the stones from earlier expansions. So that would be a plus 75% for one of my lower level characters where all 3 of them are being able to be active at the same time.
So you level really fast.
I was about to say not low level for long.
Not low level for long, that's right. And you have the Mordor Door.
Is that what it's called?
No, that's
No.
what I called it. Alright, this is a housing item that is a wall item that looks like a door that shaped with the which is black and has sort of. I guess you can see my video on the matter, which is going to show what it looks like. And this door has the Eye of Sauron on it and all that fun stuff. And when you click on it, you get dumped into the camp that is just northwest of Mount Doom.
Is there a level limit on it?
I've only tried it on 105s so far.
Oh.
So we don't know if you can accidentally take your level 5 on purpose to Mordor or not?
Oh, we need to test this. Field trip, here we go.
Field trip, here we go. I think I am going to have to test that at some point.
I hope I can take a low level on accidental purpose.
Dude, I'll go with you. Let me know.
That would be so much fun. I mean,
yeah.
I'd go splat and end up back, but...
You say you have all these orcs coming out of nowhere trying to make friends with you.
Which reminds me, Erendis, you need to update Boror.
Oh, again? Oh, shoot, I forgot. I finally got it downloaded the first time. Here we go.
Yeah, that's going to be a weekly ritual.
Yep.
Now, when it says for all characters, I'm guessing since we haven't tested the, whether or not that means, like, all your characters can go through it, including level 5, does that mean that all of them are going to randomly have it in their inventory and have to figure out where to store it?
All of them are going to get it in their inventory, but all of your characters can use the same door.
So
But you could have a house
one
full
per
of doors.
server. So you could have a house full of doors.
And I believe it's usable by anyone who has use permission in your house.
Oh, that's awesome.
So therefore, if you wanted to go to Mordor, as I said, we'll have to see whether or not there is a minimum level for this.
I hope it's not too low. I mean, I could see excluding level 1, but...
Well, you can't get into the housing area at level 1.
See?
You've got to be minimum level 5.
Even if someone does a rally horn?
You can't be in a fellowship with somebody outside the starter instance.
You've got to
Unless
get
you're
out
out
of
of the
it,
starter instance.
either by going through it or buying your way out of it. And then you can go to the housing. And hopefully go to Mordor.
Hopefully there, or...
Yeah, it was a hopeful there.
It's a 50-50
I mean,
shot.
you'd lose your Undying title, but...
Yeah, okay,
But how many of us really use the Undying title?
Alright, I just ported a level 16 character into Mordor.
Yes!
Alright, I'm really excited about this housing item now.
I probably have all these 115s around here who are wondering, what is a level 16 doing here?
Wait a second.
Have you been mobbed yet? Is your level 16 still alive?
Yeah, I've been alive for at least 30 seconds here, right?
Hey, it's a new record.
And, okay, well, that's a summer festival quest that it just gave me, so...
Congratulations. You can go to the summer festival.
I completed a quest while in Mordor with a 16 level.
Oh, how funny.
Oh, I wish you were filming this right now.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for testing that, Pine Leaf.
Yeah, welcome. Now, okay.
Devs, please
Nah,
let
get
that
outta
go
here.
live. Please let that go live.
Please, we're begging you here.
My level
All right.
5s need a trip to Mordor.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was one of the weirder things. Yeah, no one has come to maul me yet. That's the
Talk about a trial by fire.
For real.
True.
Yeah, especially considering that Mount Doom can be seen from here.
I feel kind of bad for my new poor hobbits, but that's okay.
It's tough love.
They'll get over the
I can see
trauma.
my house from here. I can see Mount Doom from here.
Yeah. Now you also get 3 relics that are for each of your characters, and these 3 relics are from, let's see, they're high tier ones. They're the new Gorgoroth level relics. So therefore really nice if you're at least level 105. I don't suggest you putting them into your level 50 legendary item.
Yeah, no.
So that one I suggest you just stick into a...
So if you had a lot of relic removal scrolls?
Well, I suppose you've got that. And this isn't... Yeah. And that's it. Oh, Relics Bundle. The Relics Bundle cannot be opened until you're level 105.
That'll
Uh-huh.
prevent that. Okay.
So they make sure that you don't accidentally open them and try to use them too early.
Well, that was probably a good idea.
Yeah. And also, the earring that you get, the exclusive earring is when you open it, it's called a gift from the High Elves. And it gives you a choice of 3 earrings. One of them provides might and vitality. One of them provides agility and vitality. And the third one gives will and vitality, plus a couple of extra statistics that are useful for your level, plus, of course, the plus 25% experience gain.
Of course, for the High Elf, it shouldn't be gift from the High Elves. It should be, here's something you lost. We found this. You left it laying around in Rivendell.
Yeah,
Keep up with your stuff,
Yes, you took your ring, but not your earring.
How many times am I going to have to return this,
Tired of cleaning it up after you. I've been doing it for 3,000 years.
If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times, you do not leave your earrings.
Then you also get 2 Essence Reclamation Scrolls for each of your characters, which that's a bit mad.
For
probably.
each of your characters?
Yeah.
Oh.
Doesn't the new armor not have very many essence slots?
Only 1 or 2.
Right.
Okay.
But you could conceivably, like if you haven't gotten the new armor yet, you could conceivably pull your existing essences out of your existing armor and put the new essences in there.
So you could have like one piece that you do that, and then you could save the other reclamation scroll to take it back out when you get better essences.
Right.
Okay.
Or, when you get better gear.
Fair enough.
All right. And you get 10 extra shared storage slots.
Yay!
Always good.
That's always good. And finally, a code for 1 month of VIP access.
And if you
That's
already
cool.
have a certain time frame of VIP, it just adds it to the end. So it pushes your billing date out.
Is it something that can be given away too? Like if you have 2 accounts and...
Yes.
Yeah, it can be given away, and in fact, we'll have to discuss that particular matter since I'm a lifer, so that's obviously...
At the end of your life, finally, if you can have an extra month.
And that is the Ultimate Fan Bundle. And of course, there are enough threads that could spark fires in response to this.
Of course.
And I think there are different people complaining about different things on the matter.
Typical.
You're always going to have people complaining about something. I mean, that's sort of what people do.
Oh,
You can't make everybody happy all of the time. My biggest issue is that they're not having the High Elf as a separate purchase at all.
until
So
December.
Yeah. And these are the prices that we talked about. The prices we talked about are the cash prices if you get them from the market, because you need Mordor before Update 22 comes out in potentially December. If you wait and get it with LOTRO points, first of all, it's a lot cheaper. Second of all, High Elf is separate, and it's 1,000 LOTRO points on its own. LOTRO point cost for the Mordor expansion is 2,495 LOTRO points, which is actually really, really cheap because they normally run $34.95. Still includes the rates and instances, which are typically sold separately, but does not include the High Elf. However, unless you get one of the upper two bundles, you can't get the High Elf at all until it comes out in December, which I'm not a fan of. They should either introduce separate purchase cash price for the High Elf or give it to us
Right.
for LOTRO points when it launches, because
They almost needed a 4-tier system.
Like
You can have just the Arya and the expansion, and then you can have the Arya and the High Elf in the expansion, and then you can have cooler random
or just
add-ons.
have the Arya and the expansion, and then have the High Elf be a separate price.
That would
So
work.
Yeah.
if you want it, you buy it, and if you don't want it, you don't buy it. I mean, if that's why they said they had one for without the elf, right? It's because some people might not want one.
Right, which makes sense, because some people might not want one.
Yeah, but I
But
agree.
some
I think
people might want one and not have...
And
yes.
today I heard of a case of someone who actually changed their opinion about the High Elf.
really,
Because Andang earlier was saying that there was no way he will ever be interested in the High Elf or anything like this, and it looks like he's changing his mind on the matter.
what made him change his mind? Because I just talked to him the other day, and he was pretty adamantly against it.
He changed it while I was talking to him. So I would say about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah,
Breaking
but what
news.
happened to make him change his mind is what I'm wondering.
He went through the intro again, and apparently the changes they've made to the intro and in general and starting to have improved considerably, and so he's been coming around to it as a result of that. I think it was because of the clunkiness of the old version of the intro that was part of what was instigating him to feel, no way.
I tried selling him on the High Elf Russian Ballet the other day, and he wasn't buying it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that.
Right. We don't know whether or not it's going to convince him to jump immediately or if he's going to wait for 5 months, but that's another matter.
Sam Burke had an interesting comment in chat going back to the bundles. He said, I'd like a choose or compose your own bundle kind of thing, and
That would be cool.
that would be cool.
Kind of like build your own computer.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really cool.
I mean, and back to that too. I mean, it would be if they had a separate High Elf, just the High Elf, and maybe High Elf with a slot, right, character slot, as a thing you could buy. That would be cool for people who maybe don't want to or can't afford to buy Mordor yet, but want to have a High Elf.
Or,
I mean,
they don't have anybody at cap because they're a role player type of thing and aren't planning on doing the Mordor stuff. But they want High Elf for role playing purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that
Cater to the role players,
wait till
guys.
December. It's like, come on, Standing Stones. I mean, you've already got the. It's not like you don't have the High Elf ready to go.
Right. And you could probably still make cash off of it. Make it a cash purchase if you want to. But
absolutely.
Well, I mean, if they're not going to make it available for LOTRO point purchase until Update 22, then they definitely should make it a separate cash purchase available in the market.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I know that there are a lot of people who were complaining about it not being available for points because I said, "What? I worked and got all those points, and now
save the points until December and buy it then." However,
December's a long way away still.
December's a long way away, and for those of us that don't necessarily have the money for the second or third tier or don't necessarily want all of the extras that come in the second or third tier, $15 for high elf and character slot, boom, done.
That would be pretty
You
awesome.
want to talk the?
I think they would do well with that if they did that.
Yeah.
I think they would.
Well, we'll have to see if they reconsider anything.
From our lips to Standing Stone's ears.
And Buddha agrees, apparently.
Yes, he does. He's outraged. He's outraged that the high elf doesn't come by itself. See, listen to that. Calm down, buddy. We'll fix it. Okay, it's all right.
Or is he outraged that we're excited that Mordor is coming out and he can't play the game?
Well, actually, now that you mention it, I think it was when we started talking about Mordor, he started to get a little bit antsy. So
Yeah, I think he wants to be able to play the game.
I don't know. He's like, keep those fell beasts away from me.
I will
Okay,
take
buddy.
them out.
There. All right. Any more comments about this before we head into the next story?
Email.
Email?
Yeah, this is when the email comes in.
Okay. Then,
Yeah, scroll down.
Yeah, okay. Let's go into the email. This is the email from Trotter. He says, I assume that the show will be mostly about the pre-order of Mordor, so can you make sure that this is mentioned as part of the discussion? I live in the UK and pre-ordered the Ultimate Fan Bundle of the expansion. The price in the UK is $99.99, in other words, £100. But when I completed the checkout process, an additional charge of £20 was added for the local UK tax, and my total charge was $119.99. Now, it is illegal in the UK to do this. You have to show the total charge, including tax, before you check out. Not allowed to add extra charges, and it seems that this was what was set up incorrectly, either by Standing Stone, Turbine, whose store was used, or Digital River, who took the payment. The price shown at checkout includes any local taxes. If you have bought this expansion and have charged an additional amount with local taxes, then you can reclaim the money by contacting SSG at https://stainstonegames.zendesk.com and logging a support call asking to have the tax to be refunded, and they have refunded my money and apologized. I got an impression that this was an error in doing this, which is probably why they promptly refunded it and apologized for it. Because, yes, now we're discussing the matter concerning U.S. versus U.K. practice, but now that I read what he's saying here, this illegal, is that even in the U.S., where prices are quoted without tax, when you check out, it's supposed to include the tax before you hit that buy button.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, it's an error.
Yeah, it was an oops somewhere.
Hopefully they will get that fixed so that we don't have everybody putting in a support ticket. So you might want to wait a couple of days if you're in the UK so that you don't have, because, yes, it will be refunded when you put in the ticket, but it's a real pain putting in those tickets. And I would presume something similar is going to be true for Europe also.
Yeah. Basically, the point of the email is that if you see this happening, like your actual charged price is different from what it's stated at checkout before you hit the pay button, let them know and they'll fix it. They're working on fixing whatever the glitch is, because it is a glitch.
And
All
if
right.
you see it, you guys can write in and let us know. That way we can let other people know who might be in your same general area.
Yeah. My guess is that I don't know about local U.S. taxes, right? But VAT, I think, is the one where they are having trouble with. And that, I think, is pretty much all of Europe.
Yep. Value-added tax.
Yeah.
Europe, Scandinavia, UK.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know about the situation for Massachusetts, because if there's any place that might have local taxes in the U.S., it will probably be Mass.
New York does too.
Well, I mean, I got charged sales tax, when
Yeah.
I bought mine.
Yeah, it depends on what state you're in.
Or,
Yeah, some
city or
states
whatever.
don't actually charge you sales tax for digital purchases.
Right.
Right, some
Oh,
states.
so you're saying that might be another issue. So
Yeah,
states
it might
that
be.
don't have-
It might be
Yeah.
what state you're in, and it's because sometimes it depends on whether or not your state has a treaty with Massachusetts. Or
a treaty with Massachusetts.
well, okay, I think the technical word is compact, in where certain states agree to recognize each other's sales tax, so that if you buy something on the internet from that state, if your state and that state have an agreement on the matter, then I think it's the state you are purchasing from that gets charged or something.
Right.
Like that.
My experience of e-commerce systems is U.S. Created e-commerce systems. They have that pretty well set up for the U.S. It's
probably
the Europe
do.
part that
Europe they're not used to.
Yeah, right.
So if they're going to foul something up, it's probably Europe.
But I thought we talked about. Didn't you guys tell me that according to Trotter, he did get charged? The charge was the right amount. In other words, what the main price was the price of the package plus VAT. And what happened was an additional tax amount got added.
Yeah,
So
that was what the error was. Yeah,
that was what the error was. So he should have only paid the £99, which would have been cost plus VAT, and he ended up paying that in addition to a faux VAT, a fake VAT.
Yeah.
A quasi VAT.
Quasi.
Right.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned that, let's see. What? Wait, I can't even. I would have thought that pounds would have been under. I was looking at a converter, and it looked like, for some reason, UK pounds isn't listed here. Oh well. Oh, great. They call it Great Britain pound instead.
See, finally, this is what happens when you do the math. It's not encouraging you to think right now.
Actually, it looks like Standing Stone may have completely fouled it up. Is right now $130 converts to 99 pounds.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that they were going to lose money.
They are going to lose money on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was what the error was. That the quote was wrong.
They did it as if it was United States, where it's like the base price and then the tax gets added at the checkout. Yeah.
At checkout, yeah, that is an error.
Oops.
Okay, so I was wrong in my assumptions on that matter. I guess because the difference between pounds and U.S. dollars used to be greater.
Yeah, well, it goes up and down.
Yeah, it goes up and down. All right, any more comments on this topic before we continue?
Heck no.
Okay, let's then head on to Borrower Build 4. And we have the patch notes up. This build came out on Saturday instead of Friday, but they will be extending the Borrower session up to Tuesday night, which makes Terry very happy.
Yes, it does, because it means I might actually get to play this round of Borrower.
Yay!
That's awesome. So, until server reset, thinking?
Yeah.
Cool.
That should be fun.
Oh, some dev left a bunch of stuff laying around on Borrower.
A bunch of stuff?
Yeah, like bundles of Let's Learn Fireworks and learn how to fly kites.
Learn how to fly kites?
Yeah, just random things laying around on the ground.
Can you use them?
Yes, I can. I just thought, there's the dev right there.
We have found a dev in its natural habitat.
Sorry, pardon me.
Then let's go look into what changed since the last preview. They are continuing avatar updates and made a few more tweaks to the human avatars. The elfin ones are still not available. And I was looking at them some. I was checking back and forth between the old human face and the new one, and yeah, the new ones look a lot better.
They do. They look a lot better. I played around with male and female both. Now we have decaying jetpacks on Boror.
Wait, jetpacks?
What?
Uh-huh.
Whoa! I want jetpacks. Sorry.
Anyway, they've got better hairstyles for the male high elf. They've got better hairstyles for the female high elf. I didn't play with the other races, but yeah, I made a new male burglar and a new female burglar, and they changed the animation so the high elf male doesn't run quite as clunky as he was. I guess I could put him on a horse and see if he still rides like a doofus. He does not. He's actually like touching the horse's neck now.
Ooh.
Instead of holding his hands out about 3 inches above where the horse was.
I thought that was just the arrogance of elves.
Well, I mean, he does ride really straight, but at least now he's not pretending that he's holding reins up that aren't actually there.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna go kill something so I can see what the combat animations look like.
I thought he was going to say, "Look, no hands." Well, actually, a good rider should be able to guide a horse with their knees.
Well, and you think that after 3,000 years or so, they'd be pretty good at it by then.
They would be pretty good at it. Well, in this case,
Just a little bit.
3,000 is how long he was out of action. But he probably lived 3,000 years before that, at least, because
That's true.
Because since he came over at the same time the first sunrise, been around for pretty long. Older than the sun, I guess, is a good way of describing the high elves.
Forget old as the hills.
Yes, as old as the sun. Yes, and the allegiance system is continuing to be tested. And I've not really looked at the allegiance system yet since I haven't had a character past 106 yet. So, and they have adjusted the creep ratings to be more in line with level 1 of 15. They're asking for feedback on this matter. And my guess right now is that they're asking that is there too high or too low, and I could pretty much guess what the creeps are going to say and what the creeps are going to be saying. Because
Creeps are going to say that creeps are doing too much damage, and the creeps are going to say that they're not powered up enough.
right, the creeps are going to say this while using gear that is underpowered and saying, "Why are we being killed when we're using this underpowered armor?" That proves that the creeps are too powerful. I know, that was a little cynical. The grace of the firstborn out of combat movement speed increase is no longer stacks with other movement increases. It was not intended to stack. Oh, the weapon bonus for high elves has been changed to 5% to be more in line with other racial weapon bonuses.
What was it before?
It used to, I think it was like 2.5% or something like that.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
like 10%.
Okay.
And there's this thing about increase the number of saved logins on the game launcher from 10 to 100. I was saying, what in the world does that mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
And of course, they give the usual reminder that if you're using Vista XP or 2000, remember, you've got to do the wonky fix for it. Because,
Oh, sweet.
yeah.
So the decaying jetpack flies you up in the air, so you get a bird's eye view of the game, and then you die because you die on landing.
You died on landing. They forgot.
Welchcast still rolled really gracefully before he died.
Nice.
All right.
Where are you
so-
doing that? Are you in Mordor?
Yeah, I'm at Udun, the camp at Udun. There's a dev here that's spawning stuff.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
Unfortunately, I don't have the Udun stable master, so I can't go there
Just spend Mithril. It's Bull Roar.
Well, okay, you got a point there.
Hey, go. I'm still downloading the launcher. You know, you can do it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Let's see if it allows me to go there. Actually, I probably would get killed there because there are probably mobs closer to the camp there. I'll probably be mauled immediately. We'll find that out.
Are you on your level 16 still?
Yeah, I'm still at the level 16. You think I changed that?
Well, I wasn't sure.
Okay, what comes to kill me? Actually, nothing's killed me yet.
I see it.
You sound so disappointed.
There's one right here in front of where she's standing.
I see Tokator who's doing some... Is that what you mean by the ballet? Okay.
Yeah, that's the High Elf Russian ballet. Oh, this other player just took the last jetpack that was on the ground.
Oh, okay. One does not simply fly into Mordor.
One does not simply jetpack into Mordor.
Oh, okay. I see. There's the dev you're talking about.
Yes.
Oh, and there's well dressed.
Yes.
Who, strangely enough, is well dressed. All right, and so that's what we've got going on there. But I think we need to get back to our show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we have.
Sorry, guys. Rabbit trail.
They have updated They've updated loot profiles for Gorgoroth monsters, which means hopefully it'll stop dropping level 75 gear. And
That's good.
And that summarizes the highlights of. But one thing that was not changed is that some buildings and some skirmishes are still broken. So right now, Trouble in Tuckborough and Siege and Gondeman are completely unplayable, especially Gondeman. And Defense of the Prancing Pony, the building that you're defending is invisible.
Oh, great.
You should be able to run the skirmish, but they're trying to burn down an invisible inn.
That's not very productive of them. They should just give up and go home.
Yeah.
Instant skirmish win. There you go.
It's a skirmish win. I am surprised that nothing came in here and killed me. Then let's look at the LOTRO beacon. And in the LOTRO beacon, we have a reminder that Weatherstock 9 approaches on July 22nd, which is next week. Oh, okay. There are more jetpacks available, apparently, but we'll look at that later. Remember, this is the final weekend of a summer festival.
Yes.
And MMO Reporter had a talk to Laura with Severlin, Dr. Octothorpe, and Cordovan. And anything else here? Oh, here's the weekly comment. What's the happiest thing in Mordor? Well, jetpacks, obviously. Either that or Terry Edwin's ballet moves.
What?
The spirit of
Anybody else?
Gollum hovering in the lava with his melted ring.
Yes.
Yes, that is the happiest. I think it's a happiness is a crumbled Barrador.
That's right.
And they had a LOTRO Players News. They gave us a shout out for episode 210 where he talked about the High Elf and more. And Andane's continued adventures. And our screenshot of the week is from the Battle on Pelennor Fields, where we get to see the final moment of. Boy, you forget. What's his name? Mr. G of the Rangers.
Gallaudet, hello.
Gallaudet, yes. Boy, he's dead now. He's dead
Shame
only
on
for a
you.
couple of updates, and I forget his Gallaudet's name.
I'll never forget old what's his name.
And that is, and they're showing him in his most epic moment.
That's a really cool shot, too.
Yeah.
That is insanely cool.
And that concludes the LOTRO Beacon, unless someone wishes to add anything else from there. Then let's head over to the sales. What's on sale this week?
Oh, let's see. This week's free sample is a rapid crafting boost for 1 minute times 1 with the coupon code CRAFTMORE. That's CRAFTMOR. Also, 25% off the Runekeeper and Warden character slots and Slayer Deed boost. Ooh, character slots. I gotta get at least one of those. I mean, I'm gonna have to get 4 of those eventually because I'm gonna get one with Mordor.
Right. Oh, and Terry, here, this is what the swan kite looks like. Well, when you're finished dancing.
Oh, you're right. It does fly really low.
Yeah. When I said low,
It
I
doesn't
was
look
not
much
kidding.
like a swan either. It looks like a little baby dragon or something.
You know, now that you say so, it does look a bit like that. Now, the other one is this one, which is the eagle. I think it's flying vertically there, which is probably not the best.
How did you get all the swag?
What? Oh, because it's on the test server.
I know, but where? How do you get it? Would you just automatically get it when you log into your character?
I think it's only if you pre-ordered.
Oh, okay.
And then we have next the LOTRO Players News section, which will begin with the community events for July 14th through 20th. And anything in here that is particularly coming up that you want to mention? Obviously, we've got Weatherstock coming up next week, but anything else of note?
I don't think so.
All right. And Weatherstock's motto this year is, we turn it up to 19. But 11 isn't enough. And that's because there are 19 bands this year. And I don't know how they are going to finish on time with 19 bands. Or did they just say it's going to last for 3 weeks? Then let's head into Mordor Beta 3 testing. This is an article by Arid describing his experiences with the third Mordor test.
Which includes a video of one of the devs sitting on a rock, which is great.
All right. And it also shows him what happened when he hit level 11.
You get the title Well Preserved.
Yep. Well preserved. So that's a little nod to everyone's favorite Hobbit. And then we have What's Behind Mordor 5? Just think happy thoughts.
Yeah, I actually laughed out loud while reading this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. My favorite bit is, it's just the intern left. We'll give them the update 22 notes. They won't know.
Yeah.
My favorite line, I think, was for the Thursday part, where they're talking about glad they're telecommuting, not sure what is hotter, the forums or Mount Doom.
Yeah, that probably summarizes the situation pretty much.
Oh, she shrunk people.
Back to Terry and the Dev.
There are characters running around at like shorter than Hobbit size.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, look at this. It looks tiny, and I'm on a Hobbit.
You should take some screenshots. Like, make sure you catch that.
Oh, now he's back to full size. Then
I think she did me, and I missed it because I wasn't paying attention to the screen.
next we have Family Line, episode 143, the in-town meeting. And when I read this, I was trying to figure out, all right, I'm not too sure whether he's trying to tie up a loose end before finishing up, whether he's trying to set up for a sequel, or whether he's trying to put on a twist so that he could continue on the series. So that's all open still.
I guess the answer would be yes. Just yes to all
I
of
figured
it.
to at least one of them. So I think probably most likely, he's going to try to end the story soon and then have a sequel that pops off of what's being set up here. That would be a way to end the story and not end the story at the same time. And okay. Huh. Okay, so it looks like
Oversized pine leaf.
I wasn't sure whether I was oversized
No,
or
you're
whether
You're definitely oversized.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay, yeah. See, because I'm pretty large. I'm larger than the milestone now. Yeah. So therefore, I guess hopefully we'll find out in a couple weeks which direction he's going on in that matter. And if it is ending the first story and then preparing to start a sequel, then I would have to suggest then. I don't know, it was the largest level 16 character ever. And going into a sequel, then I will hopefully put out the PDF of the first story so that Terry will have the PDF available.
Yeah.
And we also have another poem by the Antipodean writer, Fingolfin's Fall, The Elves' Lament. The elves lament. They still sing of that day Fingolfin rode alone to Angband. Say, of what they sing, what do the elves recall of what the High King made before his fall? By what strange paths, by what fate madness sent the High King Fingolfin to the place he went? Elves sing of how Fingolfin rode alone over the plain, with dire wrath in his eyes shone revengeful in defeat. For all his elves had died, or fled trying to save themselves to fight another day. But then their king, seeing the battle lost, prudence did fling aside. Seeing all planning come to naught, he sought no more to live, and danger sought. Daring what none had dared, up to Angband to ride his steed over the grasping sand. No orc him hindered, none stood in his way, recoiling from his eyes that blazing flame, like twin stars shine in the eyes of the Valar. Perhaps Orme, from some hunt afar, was riding up to Angband's very gates. Fingolfin came, impatiently he waits, not long to win his bugle challenge forth, to duel to death the Dark Lord in the north. Unless he's craven, hiding cowardly, safe underground. Thus Fingolfin rashly hazards his all, uncaring flings away any chance as life upon this fateful day. Then Morgoth comes, they duel. Fingolfin falls, as fall he must, but none from Angband's halls witness the combat, as upon their face they quake with fear. For they heard the disgrace their master suffered. 7 times he screams as Ringil's blade drew Valar blood. It seems Angband wavers above them and must fall, except Morgoth, an end puts it to it all. And so it ends, Fingolfin lying dead, crushed underfoot by Morgoth's foot that bled from the last wound. Vale, high elven king. Such are the songs that the Noldori sing. About Fingolfin within every heart his deeds recall, though even yet they smart. Remains from all the losses they sustained, since first the shores of Middle-earth they gained. Oh, and they have a level 53 Amarthio here,
She won't
and
die. She's at 1 morale and she won't die. I pulled her away from you.
thank you, because I don't. She,
I made
yeah,
sure
she's
you were
highly
healed.
purple and overpowered. Yeah, over me, and I'm only level 16. Yes.
Well, I saw her head toward you and I yelled at her and she hasn't gotten away from me since.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, for that. Yeah, that's right. She saw. Oh, level 16, level 16.
I didn't want to say anything because you were getting ready to read the poem, and I'm like, oh crap, there's a level 53 Martial. Let's
worry.
keep that away from the level 16 warden that's standing over there.
And our highlighted, our memorial pick of the week is from Contains Moderate Peril, saying, "You're playing wrong." Who chose this and why?
I did. This is actually a really great article. It's not just LOTRO, but it's sort of the, in general, thing of occasionally you get this spew of somebody's doing it wrong, playing the game wrong. And he kind of dissects why that's not really ever true, because it's kind of impossible to play the game wrong. As long as you're having fun, you're not really playing it wrong. But you're always going to have those naysayers who are like, oh, you're doing it wrong. Oh, you have to play this way. Oh, no, unless you're playing it this way, then you can't play with us and all that other stuff. I mean, I've made the joke occasionally that people are championing wrong, but it's always ever been a joke because you can play however you want to play. And one of the things that will tick me off faster than anything else if somebody tries to pick apart my play style and say, "Oh, you're doing it wrong." And yeah, Roger gives some great perspective about where this theory comes from and why it comes from and why it's sort of like not great thinking, because in a succinct and not really negative fashion, I guess I want to say. And it's sort of valid because, especially somebody in the chat mentioned earlier that there's been a lot of negativity going around the forums. About the expansion, and people are expressing, their opinions about how it's priced, and some of the conversation has been other people just dumping on them for how they feel and telling them that their opinions are wrong. And you know what? It's an opinion. It's an opinion, and it's usually not necessarily wrong. You don't necessarily have to agree with it, but we just need to have some respect for each other. Hey, there's a Glordriel here too now.
She just missed a Marthiel.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh no, I didn't. I spawned right in the center.
Yeah. And unfortunately, MMOs isn't the only place where you find things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I spent 20 some odd years out of, and for every question you'd have 11 opinions. Ask 10 people, you'd get 11 opinions. And I mean, they would fight, they would like debate like passionately about how right their solution was. And it was the same thing, there was never really a right answer. It all depended. Yeah. And like, I think you made the good point, which is if you're having fun, you're playing it right then. So back off, you guys. Back off, all you sassy, opinionated players.
All right, let's now head into the new player question. And Ariandis, what do you have to ask this week?
Well, this week, it's maybe not so much for new players, but it's just for, I was just curious. We've been talking a lot about the new Mordor expansion and, how it's coming out and stuff like that. And I was just wondering, having never gotten to in-game content before, and I don't think I'm going to be able to make it in time for Mordor, but what are some things
not going anywhere?
What sort of stuff do you have to do at in-game to be not necessarily like prepared for the new content, but stuff that makes the new content transition easier, I guess? I don't know if that makes sense. Is there stuff like, I know that we just got done saying that there's not like a wrong way to play the game, but are there things that you should do before you go into the new content to make it even better?
Well, there are some things that some people do is, for example, one of the things I did was to clean up my quest log, and I've managed to finish off or remove every single quest I had in there. So at least my main character, the rest of my characters, my quest log is a mess. But I have pretty close. I think I had some anniversary stuff in it, but that's probably already been auto-deleted because the anniversary thing's over now. But I have an empty quest log. So therefore, with an empty quest log, that means I don't have to worry about, spending time trying to, now I gotta remove this quest because I don't have room. I keep on running out of. So that's one thing you could do is try to get your quest log as clean as possible. If you have things that are unfinished, try to finish them if you intend to finish them. If you don't care about finishing them, then don't worry about it, of course, obviously. And if you care about your virtues, then some people I think are probably trying to get the virtues up in time, stuff like this, because all of my virtues on my main character, when I log into Bulwer, are at 20. So that means, they're as high as they're going to be. But if you've got your virtues at 5, you might want to work on them. But I'll tell you, I've only got them up to 21 character. All the rest of my characters are at 5 or 6, at least, on a lucky day.
Okay.
Wait, do your virtues change by day, Pine Leaf?
Well, okay, it probably depends what character I'm on, but okay. That was just to say that they're bad, and they're bad.
Fair enough.
But I have a feeling that being able to prepare all your characters, all of you ready perfectly, is unlikely going to happen unless you're been working on things for a long time already.
Mm-hmm.
Any other people have opinions on the matter?
I think the tip about the empty quest log is a good one.
Is cleaning out your inventory another thing, or do you just... is it...
Oh, that might be a good idea. I'm not too sure I'll be able to... Actually, I did some cleaning of my inventory, but boy, there's still a lot of work to be done on my main inventory, especially considering that my vault isn't exactly clean either. Actually, I did do some cleaning of my vault, though. I basically looked for any old food and stuff like that and started clearing it out because I needed extra space there.
Okay.
So yes, space is the main thing I can think of. So some people try to finish up their questing, either the epic or the side quest, whatever they want to go into before going into there. Some people want to say if there's any deeds they want to finish up, then they want to do it before they go in. So because they're not going to have time to do it after the release. And of course, there are other people who says, "Oh, I'll get to the new content when I get to it." In which case, you're not going to do anything special. And there's some people there who might be just wanting to create a high elf, in which case their old characters are going to sit idle for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So
This is true.
Right. So you do have the Aria of the Valor. If you're getting the High Elf, then you're also getting the Aria of the Valor for one character. So the High Elf is one possibility on that matter. But whatever I think has been said many times on here, do not use Aria of the Valor on a class that you have never naturally leveled up. Because otherwise, you won't know how to play the class.
How high do you have to have leveled said class before you use an Arya effectively?
I will say at least 80, right?
Really?
Yeah. I would go to at least 50.
Yeah.
Because by 50, you've got most of your skills.
Yeah, I think because of the Warden, there are some you don't get until the 70s.
Well, that's Gambits, though. That's not really skills.
That's Gambit. Well, yeah, yeah, that's Gambit. But with Wardens, since the Gambits aren't shown on the screen, if you have to memorize them, stuff like this, you'd want to spend the time learning your Gambits at least.
I just button mash until something comes up in 4.
Well, that's another way to do it.
What level is your Warden right now?
51.
Nice.
Guess what class I'm not using Aria of the Valor on, though?
That's the thing, is it?
A pew pew. Oh, wait.
A bear.
I have a level 101 pew pew. Yeah, I'm not using it.
Yeah, you don't use it. Yeah, you don't use it on a 101. That's for sure. Because
unless you just really, really, really don't want to level those 5 or 6 levels. If you're just up to here with leveling, I mean, you could.
Yeah. All right, let's go to our weekend LOTRO. And Terry Adwin, what were you up to?
Well, I logged in Landrival to several piles of reeking filth. Because this has become a thing, apparently. And then a few days later, I received a first stage champions rune. So, I was with a couple of people.
With friends like these.
Calling a first stage champions rune equivalent
That's exactly the reaction that I had. Because Maven can tell you, that's exactly, because we were in chat at the time. That is exactly the reaction that I had when I opened up that mail. I'm like, oh my god! Because Terry Adwin has an imbued second age champions rune that took me 3 months to get all of the legacies that I wanted on it and where I wanted it to be. And because it's not easy getting all of those legacies, because if you're lucky, you get maybe one legacy that you want on your identified rune, especially for me. For I've done okay with weapons. I have had crap luck with the champion runes. So I'm like, oh my god. So, yeah, because you can't take lower level champion items and level them up and deconstruct them and get usable legacies off them, because it has to be level 95 or higher, or the legacies that you pull off of them will only be usable on a level 95 item. They will not be usable on the level 100 thing that I just got. So now I have to, and because of the way I do my allies in my ally panel, first of all, I can't deconstruct my current rune because it's imbued, so all I have to do is destroy it. And I prefer to have my main weapon followed immediately by my main rune, so I can't even equip the new one until I've got enough stuff that I can, like, halfway use it decently. So, yeah, we're talking probably another month minimum of work is going to go into making this thing. So thanks, guys, for giving me all of that.
Okay, but but it sounds like to me, though, that you've already put enough investment on the second ager that the first ager isn't going to be an improvement.
It will eventually.
No, it won't be eventually, because the high end is the same.
No, the second ager isn't maxed out yet. Neither of my weapons are maxed out yet. Come on, I don't do that much work.
Yeah, okay. No, but it doesn't have to be maxed out, but you just have to brought it up to a certain point where you're already past the first ager's base level. Because once you're past the first ager's first levels, then there's no advantage of getting a first ager.
Yeah, see, I tried explaining that to them, and then they sent me one anyway.
Gilded Jewelers need something to do.
Uh-huh. So, yeah, thanks, guys, for giving me all of that work.
Hey, Terry, I think you should be honest. You need to be honest about how you really feel about this. You don't need to hold it back. Just, let us know.
It's not like you didn't get any third age champions runes to go with
and
it.
now I have like 20 third age champion runes that are level 100 that I can farm, that I can slot and level up and farm.
I just got a note that says, tell her to open her mail again, LOL.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. I was just in there earlier today.
Well, unless maybe he doesn't know that you actually did open it and out-spilled loads of champion runes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because I got 10 champion runes in the mail. So I have don't send me any more stuff because I have no space. I have no bag space. Speaking of inventory management, my inventory management is crap. I have no bag space.
Well, so that's the next thing we have to do is go through Terry's stuff, help her get organized.
Everyone listening to the podcast, spam Terry's mail. Send her anything and everything.
Oh no!
No, I'm just kidding.
Because it will get sent back because it's going to sit in the mail and come back to you in like 6 weeks.
I know, I'm just teasing.
And then last night, I led the Academy field trip through a round of skirmishing, not entirely responsibly. By which I mean we discovered that apparently, even when you're trying to skirmish responsibly, sometimes rangers have other plans. Because we did storm on Methodrist and we got to the first gate and everything was going fine. And then all of a sudden, where's Saradan? Oh crap, people the entire courtyard. And we all died.
Well, worst of all, Saradan's the one who
Saradan died too. So we regrouped and we did it again and it went quite a bit more smoothly the second time. And then I was on Bull Roar and I logged in Well-Dressed Killing Machine on Bull Roar. No, I logged in Terry on Bull Roar and took her to the barber to go do some makeover stuff and play with the new faces. And then before I left, I had set the milestone to Udun, which is where we had left off. So I went back to Udun via milestone and discovered that somebody was standing by the milestone and it was a high elf something and his name was Bears. And I thought, no, that can't happen. So I rolled a brand new high elf minstrel on Bull Roar who's named Down with Bears. Thank you very much. Arandis, how was your week?
Oh gosh. Well, I've had to do a whole lot of real life stuff. I've got some finals next week, so I have had 0 LOTRO time over the past week, almost 2 weeks now, and I'm very sad. So maybe once finals are over, I'll have some interesting things to say. Sanswinda, how was your week?
My week was pretty good. I went out scouting with Terry and Maven. Yeah, it was actually Terry and Maven. Maven's lore master, Maven. And we were scouting to see what was going on around the entrance to Mordor. And as we're scouting, we're supposed to be looking for suspicious things, I think. And there was this message, or perhaps it was a voice in my head that popped up and said, "Surely if you approach the Black Gate, you will be killed swiftly." And I thought, that sounds like they're trying to cover up some weakness. We better check that out. So, being the smallest of the group, and someone without a heal, or res, I decided that it was about time to play Ding Dong Ditch on the front gate. I mean, seriously, I could just knock and run away really, really quickly. I'd be small enough, nobody would even notice a thing, right? Apparently there's a Hobbit kill order out right now. Didn't even get close to being able to play Ding Dong Ditch on those front doors.
And a bunch of guys came running out and frisked her trying to find a ring.
But fortunately, the lore master with me saved me. And the champion helped protect me. But the lore master rezzed me.
Okay.
It was very nice of her. I think they're highly suspicious of all hobbits right now, though.
Yeah. After that incident in Kirith Ungol.
Yeah.
They do sort of have good reason.
But I really thought I was going to be small enough to escape notice, but nope, not yet.
Even if they did think that Sam was a elf rather than a hobbit.
Well, you know. Orcish eyesight.
Yeah.
And I also managed to actually copy Sans to Bullroar and tested some quests in killing important mobs. And kiting helped. There's one of the quests that was a real doozy, but eventually managed to finish it after many, many, many repeats, and thanks again to Terry and Maven for your patience in getting me back in there. And use of, well, I suppose free, because it's Bullroar rally horns. But yeah, apparently actually completely topping off your allies is going to be important. Crud. I need a lot more scrolls. But, yeah, it went much better with topped off allies. And then, I was also, and this was back on the live server, still finishing up quests in the new area. And, there was this black Numenorian who, like, I was actually defeating. And suddenly he turned green and took me captive. And so I had fun insulting and mocking him. Because he thought he had tied me to this sorry, gross table. Little did he know, the proper way to restrain hobbits should be a little bit more securely. Because I could definitely stand up and fish slap him and mock him and laugh at him and all sorts of other fun things. Well, he thought I was properly secured. So, yeah.
Mordor security.
I mean, you can kill a hobbit on sight, but can't actually keep a hobbit down. So, there's that. Maven, how was your week?
Am I on? Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, good. I was checking to see if because I keep, birds. There are birds around here that I keep muting for. Let's see. What did I say? Okay. So ran the rest, some of this is a repeat. So ran the rest of the new area, landscape deeds with Terry and Sans, including getting tied to a table while a guy threatens to cut me to ribbons. That was just real fun. Oh, and I had my lore master with me. So in that particular instance, you fight, and then there comes a point in the fight where you just get a load screen and you end up tied to a table. And I had my lynx out, and when I came to on the table, my lynx was laying on my stomach. Let's see. So finished getting all the crystals and scrolls I'll need for my imbued weapons and more. So that's nice. That's a relief to have that all taken care of. And then on the academy field trip, so I may have to add another one because she already talked about this, but I just want to say on the Cameo Filter, I watched Sarah Dan do a Leroy Jenkins run through the gate on Star on Meth Address, which he did not survive. But I suspect he was depressed about a relationship and wanted to end it all. Stupid Ranger! But the other thing that I did that I don't have listed here is, we have Bull Roar for the last 2 weeks, right? And when you go to set up, and we had a wipe, so you had to set up new characters. So you transfer your character over. You don't transfer your character, you copy your character over to Bull Roar from your whatever server, and you copy your shared storage over. So great. So that's awesome. So the other night, I'm thinking, gosh, my Lobby on Arkenstone that I just heard, actually all my characters on Arkenstone are pretty low. They could really use some stuff because I just don't have very much stuff on Arkenstone. I'll copy my shared storage over to Arkenstone. Next day, I go into game on Landerval, and I have nothing. I have nothing in my vault. I have no flower essences. I have no marks and medallions. I forgot that when you do it from one live server to another live server, it's not a copy. It's a transfer.
Oh, man, what did you do?
So my level 21 Hobbit had all the flower essences you could possibly ever use. Well, unfortunately, I asked Terry, and Terry didn't remember. She said she knew that back when we were doing the free transfers, world transfers, there was like a 2-week time limit before you could transfer stuff back. But she didn't know that was still in place. So I went in and redid the transfer and so I did it back. So I got everything back in Landerval, and now my Arkenstone people have nothing. They have 0 because everything.
They still have wardrobe.
They still have wardrobe, but they don't. But it's a good thing because they got no money to buy clothes with. They got nothing. They got nothing in the shared storage. Well, now they have some marks and medallions because of the skirmishing we did yesterday. But anyway, so that was one. I'm not writing that on the show notes because that was just too embarrassing.
Now,
so finally, take me home.
Concerning that matter, maybe you should have transferred a few things into the inventory of one of your characters before doing the shared storage transfers. So
I know.
You just forgot.
I thought about that afterwards.
Okay, then let's go to my... I have my captain series that I started last week. This is a captain that I created last week, and then I'm seeing how far I can level before the release of Mordor. I estimated last week when I did this that I had 6 weeks before the release of Mordor. It was, of course, a couple of days later I found out, no, it wasn't 6 weeks, it was 3 weeks.
Better get busy, Pine Leaf.
Yeah, so we'll see how far I can get. I have so far reached level 21, and I just reached Weathertop. And so I don't know whether or not I'll be able to make it to Mordor. I'm not Mordor, I mean Moria or not, but we shall see. Then I also, for the first time, because I finally caught up with Corey's class, I just attended the Exploring Middle-earth session live for the first time, so therefore I attended the live event and went on the field trip with them, where we decided to tour one of the island houses that was, I think, Druid's Fire's kin house.
Right.
Over in the new housing development area, and seeing all the weird things that they have in there. And they decided that, yes, a kin house is not complete unless there are at least 3 copies of the Stone of Erch on it.
Well, it's a Belfallis bank vault. What else are you going to store in your Belfallis bank vault?
The Stone of Erch. I guess actually it would have been really funny if they did decide to put one of them in, because they have the kin houses have these courtyard interiors which are actually counted as outside locations, even though
so they take a yard item? That's great.
Yeah, so you can put a yard item in there. So I think it might take up to a large and the Stone of Erech, even though it's really a huge item.
Yeah, it's a large yard. Yeah.
Yeah, it only counts as large yards. So if it takes large, I don't know if it takes a large yard item. If it does, I could just imagine plopping one of those in. It does? Okay.
Yeah.
And
Which
then,
I understand, like you guys said, it's for people that have houses and not kin houses, because I think the largest space on a house outside is a large yard, right?
for a kin house?
No, for a personal house.
for a player house.
For a standard house, the largest
Standard house,
one.
right.
Yeah, I believe that you do have a one step higher, though, for the premium houses or whatever they call the one step
Oh,
up
right,
after that.
yeah.
The deluxe ones? I
Yeah, the deluxe ones, yeah.
don't
But
think
really, the
so.
footprint, the part of the stone of the earth that goes into that hits the ground is pretty small footprint. It just
Yeah.
gets bigger as you go
It's
up.
just a big because it's a sphere.
Yeah.
And then today I helped Andang's Minstrel reach level 105, which is what he has been shooting to do for quite a while, getting his Minstrel up before the release of Mordor. So now he has 3 capped characters. And that's my week in LOTRO. So if you would like to support us, you could join the 22 supporters on Patreon. And you can support us by going to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you will find rewards, including a mention on a podcast of your choice, or even be a guest with us for an episode of LOTRO Players News. And we actually have a featured comment this week from Draculetta and Sans. What did Drac say?
Drax says... Let me scroll back up here. Speaking as lead director of the site, I must say I have to give 2 thumbs up for the Sleeping Beauty and Grim Fairy Tale talk. I was laughing the whole time and was shocked that Pine Leaf let it go that far off the rails. But seriously, this was a great episode, one and all.
I hate that I missed that.
A little unexpected.
I missed
We
it
had
too.
to do something since we didn't have Sans and Arendis.
That's right.
Yeah. That's right. If you'd like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@LOTROPlayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, LOTRO Players @LOTROPlayers, Ariendis @Ariendis, Maven @Tolkien Maven, Pineleaf @Pineleaf Niels, Senswinda @Senswinda, and Terry Adwin @TerryAdwin. The Players Alliance has 4 live shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News on the first and third Fridays of each month at 11:59 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have XP Quest on the last Friday of each month at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have LOTRO Academy After School, and every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Players News. You chose our live shows at LOTROPlayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight. And this is Planet Mules reminding you to skirmish responsibly.